The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Winnebago Talks. Did you just yawn? It's a Tuesday. Maybe you think it has to do with the weather?
Did I play it off a little good?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, yawning is contagious, right?
Really? Oh, yeah, kind of when you see one.
Yeah, and then like if we seen you yawn, that's everybody's gonna be yawning and stuff, you know. But this is Winnebago Talks. Bethany, where are we at on the episodes?
Oh, we are on season 2, episode 6.
Season
S2.
SZN.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get some T-shirts printed SZN season. I always wondered what that means.
Little peace sign.
Yeah, season 2. And we are going to get into some different introductions here today. Throw you guys a little challenge. Okay. And I know that you guys say hello. My name is blah blah blah, and I am the blah blah blah. But
yeah,
we have to do something different here because
because
it's season 2, right? And we're gonna do quick hitters. You know what those
my
are?
favorite, yeah.
Okay, quick hitters is like, okay, so your first thing that pops into your head, because you're yawning and stuff like that, we're gonna have to go. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, favorite candy?
Starburst.
Skittles.
Okay, so the red ones or the purple ones, or?
Just ever since I was a little kid, my auntie would ask me what I want from the store, and it's always Skittles.
Always Skittles, huh?
Yeah.
Now you think about Skittles, man. How is that even possible? How do they make Skittles and stuff? You know what I mean? Like with the candy and, you know, it just kind of melts in your mouth and stuff. Do you do one at a time or do you do a whole chunk and then throw them in?
I got a backstory.
Okay.
I used to be really close with Alea. I don't know, she might hear this now. But we'd play Club Penguin on one of my little laptops, you know. But it'd heat up crazy. And I'd always have Skittles, so we'd pour it on there and we'd let them melt a little bit and then we eat them.
Dang, you'd be cooking up some Skittles, huh?
They'd be all warm and gooey.
What? All right, favorite chips? Quick hitter.
Sun chips.
Sun chips. Cheddar?
The orange ones.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Cool Ranch Dorito.
Cool Ranch Dorito. Yeah, that's pretty good. Doritos just straight up pretty
with
good.
Cream
and stuff.
cheese.
Ooh.
Cream cheese? No.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Favorite actor? Bethany.
Yeah. I don't know.
Favorite actor? Go.
What's his name? Seth Rogen. She almost called him Sean.
She already had mine. Wanted to say it.
Good.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell, the guy that plays 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, and then he plays Michael Scott.
On
The Office.
Oh, so you're an Office fan?
Yeah, big fan.
Oh,
My dog
okay.
that Bethany gave me is named after one of the actors.
What's the dog's name?
Dwight. He's a good guy.
Is that the guy that kind of is like always clueless and stuff? I need to watch a couple episodes
He's the
of Office.
know-it-all, you know.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, isn't Steve like the know-it-all and stuff like that? Just kind of
Like
comes
a
in and does
crazy
those trainings?
boss.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good introduction there. We're getting to know you guys. Season 2, we got to get to know you guys. So from here on out, we know that you guys' favorite candy is Skittles. Yours is what? Starburst. Man, those are hard to eat.
I just like the pink one. The Fave Reds pack.
Yeah, they
All those
never
red,
like
pink,
melt or something like that. They stay do they?
The debate.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. So the ones I always get, they're always good to go.
Okay, and then your favorite actor, Steve Carell. Your favorite actor is Seth Rogen from
The End of the World, from Pineapple Express, from all kinds of movies. That guy's funny.
He was one of the voices. He was the big blob on Aliens versus something. Remember? You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
The kids one and stuff. Yeah, Seth Rogen. Interesting.
That laugh.
Interesting. Okay, all right. We've got a great episode here for you folks. This is season 2, episode 6. Mm-hmm. We're ready to go. This is Winnebago Talks. If you have an opportunity, make sure you share this stream. We're also going to be giving you some good updates and some information that's going to be happening throughout the week. As you know, folks, we want to send our condolences to the Hewlett Smith family. as last night's round dance was postponed because we had a death in the community, and that round dance is going to be rescheduled for Friday, and that is part of the Crime Victims' Rights Week that Thelma Chicky, she came up here with Nathan Collier last week and told us about that. They're supposed to have a walk run that's going to be happening today, but that is also postponed, and I need to get with Angie Walker. She came up as well, and she was talking about that. But April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, and shout out to all the programs that are doing their thing. Here today, remember we talked about Sergeant John Rice, part 1. Angel Decora will be talking about Sergeant John Rice, part 2. And we also have community education. We invited, what's her name, Eleanor?
Yep.
And she will be discussing
the Earth Week activities this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So, yeah, I seen a graphic down at the LED screen.
Yeah.
When was Earth Day?
It was on Saturday.
Oh, cool. What'd you guys do?
Just kind of cleaned up our yard.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really want to get like a recycle bin or some sort here, because DJ Sharon T, one time she was trying to throw something away and she asked me if we recycled. And I just put my head down because I felt real bad. Because I always have that pop in my head, you know?
Yeah.
Like we all have like our pop cans, my Red Bull cans,
You just
our water
gotta do it.
bottles. Yeah.
You just got to do it.
Yep.
Just say you're
Just
going to
take
do
the
it.
initiative.
Right. And maybe get an extra trash, next time you're at Menards or Walmart or something like that, get an extra one, label it, recycle. And we'll get that information out. So Earth Day, we'll have to do something like on communications and stuff. I remember one time we planted a tree down at the school, and it didn't make it. You know what I mean? Those dogs, those res dogs, come around and try to mark their territory, and the poor tree couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? It's
Stand a chance.
this withered away, man. It's just like just a stick, Poor guy. Anyways, we also have another great edition of That Answer Is.
Ooh, how'd last week go?
It went good. Do you remember?
For
Do you
who?
know any of these questions? Vin Diesel, he was going to return in May. They're going to have a new Fast and Furious. Do you know what the title is called?
Oh my gosh, I laughed when I seen it because I was like, did they run out of numbers? Was it Fast Infinity or something like that? I was like, come on.
It's Fast X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go see it still, but it's like, dang.
Right. Oh, okay. So here was another one. I said Earth Day this was part of the questions. I should have known when this was. Earth Day is on April 22nd. What is the second planet from the sun? Did you know that one?
I'm gonna say Mars.
Mars?
No, I'm gonna say Venus.
Oh, man, how'd you know? You might have won last
Because
week.
I was like, Mars, they actually have a rover on there, so it can't be that hot,
Yeah.
And Venus, I don't know. I just guessed.
Right. They call it I don't know. It's about the same density, same size as Earth. Earth's twin, but it's 900 degrees down on that thing, man. Yeah. Crazy. So, question, who won?
Me.
Did you? Who'd you play against?
I don't know. I forgot.
Jordana?
Did you
Oh
play
yeah, I played against Jordana.
Dang, you came up with the win. So, what's your record?
I don't know how
Two.
up to date that is.
You have 2 wins for season 2, and we're at episode 6, and then the rest of the wins are So who gets the lifeline? Nobody. Nobody gets the lifeline today because you guys will be playing against each other, right?
I thought they would carry over from Jordana subbing in for me, but
Yeah.
we need an official rule. But
All right, so we'll need you guys' help. Those that are tuning in on the Winnebago, the Big Voice, and also those that are on our terrestrial. Make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be one of the last things we do here today. So we'll get started with some bagel bits. Tyler, what you got for him?
we kind of talked about it a little bit ago, but I'll be talking about Little Priest Tribal College's Earth Week. They have a lot of, good things going on for that, celebrating and whatnot. We're talking about that. The farmers market as well. It's going to be their second weekend, I believe, and their 4th season of doing this every year. So just all good things with that. And then last but not least, I'll be talking about WPS's career fair.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of good companies and, just good opportunities out there for the youth and whatnot. A lot
Nice.
of colleges too.
Awesome. I'm going to give you guys a heads up for when you come back. There's a lot of sports questions on this one. Okay? So it's going to be good.
Is
Be
that
good.
fight in there?
Yeah.
Or
The what?
the fight?
Yeah, it is. It is. So we should be good. Did you guys get to watch it?
Funny thing is, I didn't plan to watch it at all, but I was just scrolling my Facebook and somebody was going live and doing it, so I got the good end of it.
You didn't have to pay the $86,
yeah,
huh?
seen the good part.
Well, shout out to that person.
Yeah.
We need the plug next time. Save us some money, right? Okay, all right. Anything else?
It is issue week deadline today, so if anybody wants to email me, join the Win contributors, get on the email list, update your address, anything, email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
All right, thanks, Tyler.
Come back to win.
Yep. Make sure you stand by for that. The answer is coming your way, folks, and who's going to take home the win. As we're going to invite up our two guests. Why don't we come up, because we're going to be talking about Earth Day. This week is Awareness Week, Crime Victims Rights Week. It's also Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, and it is Earth Day celebrations and stuff. So we have, I'll go ahead and give her an opportunity to give her introduction and official title. So welcome to the show, Winnebago Talks. Appreciate you coming up, taking time out, and your name is and your title.
Thanks for having me today. I'm Eleanor Brassfield. I'm the Community Education Coordinator at Little Priest Tribal College, and I'm working with a group of people from various community entities to put together what we call Earth Week. This is the third annual Earth Week, actually. So we have a little art contest at the library. We have, we're doing a trash tag challenge, which is, we encourage anyone in the community, whether you do it at home with your family or at work with your department or whoever, to get together, take some time, find a place that is kind of messy outside.
Yeah.
Take a before picture.
Okay.
And then clean up everything, and then take an after picture with your trash bags and everything, and everybody who participated all smiling and everything.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and
Seen
then
a lot of the posts yesterday.
yeah, and then post it to social media. It can be Instagram, it can be Facebook, it can be, I guess you could do TikTok, but I mean it might be a fun TikTok actually, because then you could actually do collapse down, speeded up versions of people doing the work. You know?
So is this just a local challenge, or is this something that's going on elsewhere?
It's actually an international thing. There's a website, I think it's trashtag.net or .org or something like that, but you can see different places and different times around the world and around the country where people are doing this trash tag challenge. So if you post it with the hashtag trash tag,
can we bring that up? See if anybody from Winnebago made the hashtag?
You can. So we created our own trash tag or our own hashtag for this year, which is Bago Trash Tag 2023.
Bago?
Bago Trash Tag 2023.
So it's BAGO. It's not bagel you eat a bagel in the morning.
No, it's like
Bago.
Winnebago.
Yeah.
And so that can help us narrow down people who participated here.
You guys made it. You made the cut. Checking them out.
and then so anybody, we were encouraging people to do it yesterday, but if you want to do it anytime this week, that's great. And then we'll be looking through everybody's posts at the end of the week here.
Cherie.
That's my auntie. Yeah. Shout out to Auntie Cherie.
Oh, check those guys out, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's Joyce, Jeff. You guys got the best poses, man. Look at
Village Point crew.
Oh.
I don't know about that one. Looks a little staged. Just kidding. No, it's all good. Get it, Jamie?
Okay.
They did it right. They cooked up. They made a whole day out of it.
Bethany, did you get the invite?
No.
We didn't either. We were kind of looking for the invites. Anytime they're cooking up or anything like that, we're always looking for an invite.
Oh, they're very exclusive at Village Point with their cookouts. I know. I used to work there. Invite only. Yeah. Where's mine at?
Jamie, what's up with that? No, I'm just playing.
So check it out. Join in. We're really excited about the Trash Tag Challenge. And that's sort of a week-long thing. We also, tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday, after school, we're going to do a nature walk down at Big Bear Hollow.
Oh, cool.
So we'll have some of our local experts there who can tell everybody about, what the different plants are that are coming up at this time and what, maybe medicinal or traditional or edible uses they have. And so that'll be really cool.
And that's at 4 o'clock
Yep,
tomorrow, and transportation will be provided from the farmer's market. Is that right?
Yes.
Nice.
And so if you have your own transportation, you can go right out there. But if you need transportation, just swing by the farmer's market around like 3:45, because we really do want to get started around 4. We're going to have a couple of the after school programs there. So pretty excited about it. And
So is it leave from the farmer's market at 4?
We're gonna try and leave a little before 4 from the farmer's market.
Okay, so get down there sooner than 4 o'clock if you can, maybe 3:30 or 3:45 if you want to catch a ride for the nature walk. That sounds fun.
I like our comments here. Appreciate the comments, guys. Sharon says Winnebago Gaming Development Commission our corporation, excuse me, is listening, and yes, they recycle. Good job. We want to give her a round of applause. Thank you guys for doing that. One of our entities here in Winnebago. They oversee Native Star and the Iron Horse casinos. And MCBKC gonna post a pic with me in it. Then me gone. Hashtag cleaned it up.
That's messed up, Brian. That is messed up.
So, Willie,
What?
give us your introduction here.
Hi, I'm Willie.
And
I'm just kidding. Member of the Winnebago tribe, Bear Clan, and representing Ho Chunk Inc. at this time as we participate in Winnebago's festivities to honor Earth Week. And I've had the pleasure of working alongside with Eleanor and a few other community groups in planning some activities for this week. So it's finally happening. It's here. And so one of the ways that Ho Chunk Inc. is going to participate is by sponsoring a movie night, which is going to take place on Thursday, April 27th, down at the LED screen in Winnebago. We will provide popcorn, drinks, and snacks. It's a family-friendly event, so it's open to the public. So bring your family down. We'll be showing WALL-E. It's a Disney movie, so it is family friendly. And one of the things I'm really excited about is we plan to show an introduction video 10 minutes before movie showtime.
oh yeah, Sarah.
Yep, Sarah Snake is going to be delivering a message on how Earth Week relates to the Winnebago culture, and she'll be sharing some teachings and words that she had learned from my Choka Reuben snake. And so just making that connection so that it's not just here, we're showing a Disney movie, come on down and watch a movie. We really want to be intentional about the message that we're sending, taking care of Mother Earth, cleaning up after yourself, taking only what you need, and giving back to Mother Earth as best as you can in the best way possible. And, making sure your trash goes in the trash and your recycling goes into the right recycling bin. So we'll have some recycling bins down there. But it should be a great time. You can start showing up at 6 p.m. on Thursday to find your seat, or if you want to just stay in your car, find a parking spot. And then at 6:50 is when we'll do the intro video, and then 7 o'clock is movie showtime. So bring your family down for Thursday night movie night, sponsored by Ho Chunk Inc.
The first one of the season.
I was just gonna say that, man. So thank you guys for organizing that and collaboration with us and stuff. We'll be willing to open that space up for you guys and make sure that the DVD and all that
And
is
all
gonna
that
be going
works.
to. Yeah, for sure. We might have to, unveil some of that, and we have some friends in there, little spiders and stuff that we might have to kind of shoo away for the moment. Like, hey guys, watch out, we're gonna be showing a movie and stuff.
We'll keep the popcorn away from them, so you guys don't have spider.
But last time I went in there was a big guy in there, and I was like, whoa.
Look,
Give
it was
him a
him,
little
because I would
spider
have freaked
plate.
out.
I can't handle that. So
Me either.
Eleanor may need to step in.
Me and Willie are going to be running away.
You just
Yeah.
need to offer a little spider plate.
Oh, I suppose.
Spirit plate,
there
spider
you
plate.
go.
Yeah.
One little
Hey, like your
popcorn.
relative, you know what I mean?
I suppose. We don't get along. Sure. I don't get along with those relatives. No.
It's Earth Week, right? I mean,
Exactly,
they
yeah.
keep the population down of the
Yep.
other ones and stuff. Anyways, it's all.
They
They're
all
part
serve
of the
their
family.
purpose. Yep.
Everyone has a purpose.
But everybody goes, ooh.
yeah,
Me,
When they-
me especially.
yeah, I'd rather not deal with it if I can help it. But
What else do you have, Eleanor?
So if anybody else still wants to participate in the art contest that we're doing, you can still turn things in until the close of business on Thursday at the library. The art
Willie, do you remember the Waobi?
the what?
The Waobi? The art contest? Waobi? That Mr. Meta used to put on down at the center. Do you remember that?
I don't.
It used to be the end of the year art contest down at the Blackhawk Center. I don't know if anybody, but you would get, like, if you got first place and stuff, you get like $5. You know what I mean? And
nice.
so at the end of the year, you know, you get like a couple of, you know, 20s or whatever and stuff. I remember that, man. They should bring that back.
So
Yeah.
Be a gallon of gas.
That was
almost.
Almost a gallon of gas.
Yeah, just 1 gallon.
Yeah, so it's open to like anyone of any age. Either the topic, like either the content of the artwork should be related to the earth or nature or your relationship with nature. We've had a variety of like either like paintings or drawings or 3-dimensional stuff, kind of whatever you're into works. Or you can also use natural materials to create some sort of artwork. That's another thing. Like if you're just walking around picking up like, you know, stones or leaves or something, you can go that way. Or dyed flowers, whatever, you know, like use your imagination, use your creativity. And we will have prizes available for winners of this contest, and we're going to decide what exactly the categories are based on what is presented to us. So we haven't quite made all of those decisions yet. So yeah, get your stuff in. It'll be really cool. Everything will be at the library, so you'll be able to see people's art items there. And gonna try and keep them on exhibit for the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
Come check it out.
Speaking of art,
Yeah.
remember that deadline for that $10,000 art grant?
Yep.
Changing subjects here and stuff, but when is that? That's
That one's
April.
going to be April 30th. It's the last day of April.
Okay.
The
and
Populous Fund. It's
Yeah.
for visual art.
So that's
we had that
Sunday.
gentleman come on up here and stuff.
Yeah, Patrick
and,
Manelli.
Yeah, Patrick.
From the Union of Contemporary Art.
And so $10,000 is $10,000. You can create a nice piece of artwork and stuff, and that's what they're looking for to
Yep.
fund some grants for that.
Yep.
They didn't have any submissions from like American Indians or Native Americans or us indigenous and stuff. So it'd be nice if we had a submission just to see where it goes and stuff. You know what I mean? So spread that word with your artist friends and let them know about that. That deadline's coming up April 30th.
Yep.
Yeah.
And us here in the Winnebago community, we fall in the radius, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many great artists around here. So, and of like different media too. You know, it doesn't have to be painting or drawing or anything. I think sometimes people think that art is just this 2-dimensional stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, sculpture counts, like beadwork counts, all this. Like, there's such amazing
Yeah.
beadwork that comes out of this community.
For sure. So Eleanor, I think that is this your first time here?
Yes.
Okay, so
wow.
Yeah, let's talk about just give you. We like to have people kind of know who you are because you do a lot of the community education programming, right?
Yeah.
Where you come from and like, do you have an educational background?
Kind of. So, my name, like I said earlier, is Eleanor Brassfield. I am not from around here, as they say.
Yeah.
I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, okay. Do you know the last name Brassfield? Like what?
It's like Scotch-Irish.
Oh.
So the Brassfield part of my family has been around for a few centuries in the U.S.
Yeah.
I think they came from Ireland to Georgia-ish in like the late 1600s.
Right.
Based on like some sort of cursory family history. I don't know too much detail.
Okay.
My mom's side is they've been farming in south central Nebraska for the past like 4 or 5 generations.
Okay.
So that part of my family came here from Germany in the 1880s. But yeah, so I have like kind of a variety of cultural backgrounds.
Well, very nice, very nice. And then how did you land in Winnebago?
I came here as a AmeriCorps Vista, a volunteer.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Working with Extension over at Little Priest Tribal College.
Yeah.
So working on food sovereignty and things like that. And then I applied for this job as community education coordinator. And I got this job. And actually, today's the 25th. So tomorrow is my 2-year anniversary in this job.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That's very nice.
Congratulations.
So yeah, and so as community education coordinator, I have a lot of interest in just sort of culture and history. That's my background. I have a bachelor's degree in history. I minored in German, music, and medieval and Byzantine studies. So kind of a nerd, I know. I also have a master's degree in intercultural communication.
Really?
And so
Love it.
the focus on that is like, I took some linguistics classes, I took some like sociology type classes, things like that, and I've always just been really interested in different cultures and different ways that people live and express our lives or express ourselves in our lives and interact with each other. And so
And she's a musician.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
I sing and I play cello.
Oh, cool.
So I haven't been able to sing for the last month because my allergies are so bad.
Are they really?
Boy.
Yeah. What do you sing? Like R&B or?
Mostly classical.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite song to sing that's classical?
There's this Italian song called Vadoro Pupile that I sing a lot just in the car.
Oh, that's cool. What does that mean?
I don't remember. Vadoro means like I adore you, I love you, and then
Yeah.
I don't remember what Pupile translates to.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're singing? Just kidding.
No.
But
Do you know what you're singing?
That sounds really good though, huh? We'll have to
Yeah.
check that out and stuff.
Yeah.
Will you perform anytime soon around here? Or
Well, I actually have a couple cello concerts coming up this weekend.
oh, this
Nice.
weekend.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Where at?
Yeah,
And
let us
when?
know.
So on Sunday, I'm playing with the Cherokee Symphony up in Cherokee, Iowa, and
Nice.
then on Monday, I'm going to be playing at Morningside with the Morningside Kuczynski Symphony Orchestra, which is a string orchestra at Morningside.
We'll have to get if you have some recordings or something like that, expose us to it because we have Baby Bison Beats.
Yes.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
always trying to expose like different, music and kind of like
Genres.
yeah.
Yes.
And when we were in college, we were taught that listening to classical music helps you study a lot better. And so this
It
the
can.
whole right.
It helps me because I need like zero lyrics. I just need inspirational background music when I study. So that I'm one of those people. I could probably listen to something that you have. That's why I might finish my paper that was past due.
I'm just kidding. Go. So when he becomes rich and famous and everything, he can go back and say, "Help me get there" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, we made the connection right here. Big voice.
So,
KWTN.
You've
No.
seen it here.
But
Yeah.
that is awesome. That is awesome. How long have you been doing the cello and the singing?
I started playing cello in 4th grade, and I was in my first choir when I was 5. So a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom's a musician too. My mom actually has a doctorate in music
Wow.
education.
Nice.
So she's the first doctor in the family. Yeah.
Wow. I hope she wasn't my intro to music. I swear, Willie, going back to Wayne State days and stuff, my hardest class ever, seriously, was intro to music because it was taught by a doctor of music and
High
it was,
standards.
It was just like, oh man, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I was big into R&B and all this and that, and I was like, whoa, this is way over there with the, the Beethovens
Yeah.
and all that studying. I couldn't do it. Anyways, I ended up doing extra credit, and I kind of broke down how to do a Native American song, like a Winnebago song.
That's
And I was
cool.
like, hey, this is the lead, this is the push-up, or they call it the verse, and these are the honor beats and stuff. So I ended up getting a B in the class, but it was tough, man, because it was a lot of studying and remembering those names. I just couldn't.
Music history is hard.
Right.
And you gotta remember a lot of facts too.
Yeah.
His memory.
Yeah, and when it's random, like this is my beef with how. This is totally off topic, but my beef with how we teach like all these things, whether it's music history or like social studies or history or anything that we have to learn in school these days,
Yeah.
they don't like connect it to anything else. Because when you
Right.
tell something like it's a story and it actually has a connection, then you remember it better. But if you're just like, well, what happened in 1788? Like nobody's gonna.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and then the
Yeah.
words too, vibrato, syncopatation. I probably said that word wrong and stuff like that. But what's the other ones like sonata?
Syncopation.
Yeah, syncopation and
It's all
tempo and all this and that and stuff. It was
Yeah.
just like I think those are Italian words. right?
Yeah, so most classical music language is Italian, and then like most composers from most places in Europe would use that language
Yeah. Yeah.
when they were writing. But then sometimes you have to learn like the French word or the German word or whatever for that same thing. If that composer used the you know, the French or the German word instead of the Italian word.
Well, what was Beethoven that got his hearing, right? And then he had to like literally put his ear to feel the vibrations and made music and stuff. Crazy story. Anyways, I see. I guess I do appreciate intro music now.
Some good community education right there.
Yes.
Hey, but I appreciate you. There's a lot of people around here and stuff. I know you're out there working with the community and stuff, but we wanted to get to know who you are. So thank you for allowing us to kind of interview you and stuff. And Bethany has one more question for you, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah. So as the community education and everything that you've kind of like, you said 2 years. You're coming up on 2 years, right? So in your 2 years of serving in your department, what's your favorite thing about what you get to do?
Oh man, I get to interact with all kinds of people from the community because I do everything from like GED, adult education, through like regular community education, like lifelong learning, crafting classes, and then I also do like professional development with like HCI and some other people in the area. So I get to work with and teach and have these great conversations with people who like haven't finished high school, or like maybe they dropped out in 8th grade or middle school or high school or whatever from school, and so they're working really hard to get their diploma so that they can do something with that. And then I also work with people who have like master's degrees, but they just still want to like learn whatever the thing is that they want to learn, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, for sure. If you need any slang words of the terminology around here and stuff, me, Willie, Bethany, we got you and stuff. Do you have one right off the bat at the top of your head that you know is kind of what we say that's probably maybe not said or off the res? Right.
You're really putting her on the spot.
Yeah. She's like,
There's a lot of G.
And that comes from us, right? I mean, it's because my first name starts with a G, right?
What about Oba? What does Oba mean? Can you explain it?
Oh, it's more like, it's like exasperation, right? Like,
She said it good. She did good too.
Different dialect, but you said it.
It's kind of the way you say it and stuff.
Good job.
Yeah, nonetheless.
I try.
Willie, anything else? So this Thursday.
So just this Thursday.
How's the career fair go?
The career fair went really well. Shout out to Janelle Decora, Jamie Monroe, Terry Lee Medina, Patrice, Mr. Goobles from the school, Danielle, Aaron, Corey, Bianca, and all the participating colleges, Nan and the Tribe's HR team, Winnevegas, Belle Bearskin from 12 Clans, Jocelyn, and all the people who had a hand in planning that event. It really came to fruition. It was I wasn't able to be there because it was my dad's 70th birthday. Shout out to my dad, Greg Bass Sr.
For sure.
So I was able to go and hang out with my dad on his birthday, so I wasn't able to go to the career fair, but I had to stop in there to drop something off to Terry Lee. And when I walked in there, man, everything, it was just booming. I was so proud of how it turned out. Cool. Everyone looked nice, business casual, business professional, and the students were mingling, interacting. So I was very impressed in just my short little experience with it. So shout out to the team, man. That was really awesome. And we want to do more of those kinds of fairs, for colleges and careers, because it's all about, connecting our people to job opportunities and educational opportunities. So that was a good platform and a safe space for all that to happen. So I was really impressed. It was a good turnout.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming up. Yeah. Willie, I'm going to have you stay there for a second here. Eleanor, thank you for coming up, and the art contest, all kind of good things. And we will post any community information that you want to get for our sessions and opportunities to the community. Let us know, and Bethany does a good job of getting that information out. So
I'll have the stuff for June and July out really soon.
Okay.
I meant to have it out a couple weeks ago, so here we are.
Yeah, if you can, keep in contact with us and make sure you come back. And if you have a big event or anything like that, let us know.
For sure.
Thanks.
You guys.
Thanks, Eleanor.
So, have you ever been to a symphony?
Yes, I have.
I have this weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah, I went to the Aladdin Symphony, man. It was awesome.
Brian. come on up. What'd you think?
I thought it was really nice. We went whenever the school took us. I think it was like in like junior high.
Yeah.
But they took us up to the Symphony in Sioux City, or the Orpheum Theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like it was kind of ugly because like I won't name drop on anybody, but like there was a few people that were just like they just didn't appreciate it. But there was some of like they kind of made it like unpleasant for us. You know what I mean? Like some of our classmates, they were making it like not fun. But yeah. But then there were some of us that were just like in awe. It was really beautiful.
Well, we'd like to welcome in Brian. Brian, I'm going to put your vice chairman hat on.
Okay.
Last week we discussed the breakfast with council.
Right.
And I know Willie was in attendance, Bethany, and Brian, and those that couldn't be able to or wasn't able to join us for that. It was the first session, and I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what you guys thought of what your main takeaways were from that, and kind of inform the people that are maybe listening over the radio airwaves and whatnot and stuff. But breakfast with council was held on Thursday, started at 9 o'clock. Just kind of paint the picture for you folks. All the community was invited. We sat in a circle, and those that couldn't, kind of the overflow, there was some bleachers there, so we had plenty of seating. We had our eats, and beautiful job on the meal there.
Yummy.
I didn't get to partake in that and stuff, and I think, Brian, you didn't get to partake either. But
No
anyway, we had an opening prayer by Dusty, Councilman Eric Armel, and then we just kind of went for it and stuff. You know what I mean? What would I start with you, Brian. What'd you think?
I always enjoy opportunities where we actually get to hear the tribal members' perspectives toward whatever subject that they think is on their mind. The format, I thought, was pretty well done, especially for the first time. I think what I would probably suggest, if we're doing again in the future, is to where you begin the meal prior to where the discussion's actually going to start. So let's say the meal's at 8:30. And the discussion starts at 9, because I don't want to say it this way, but I know people will respond to it in the way that's probably most appropriate. We wasted a half hour with people in line.
Yeah.
And so that half hour could have been, part of the meaningful discussion as opposed to waiting for people to get their food.
Right.
So, and the food was great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it. I know people are going to know what I mean if I say it that way.
Right.
It's like we spent a half hour in line.
Yeah,
So.
and not everybody, because it was during the work week. There was a suggestion on having during the weekend, just to see if that would help out some of the community members, because they had their duties at their job sites and everything. So towards the end there, it got kind of sparse. You know what I mean? I noticed that and stuff. But like I said, this is the first one.
Yes.
And it was from my understanding, the tribe did a 10-year kind of long-term goals kind of planning, and in that it was identified by one of the consultants to other places have what they have, like coffee with the CEO or coffee with the administration, coffee with the council.
Yeah.
And so that is caught the table's ear, and they said, well, we'll just make a breakfast with council.
Didn't it start off as coffee, and then it went to a breakfast?
Yeah.
And I got even more excited after that.
Right. So appreciate everybody coming down.
Yeah.
What do you think, Willie?
I thought it was a really good turnout. I'm very grateful that opportunity was there for the community to just, ask questions and learn about some of the tribe's priorities and sort of what are their, what's on their radar right now, what are some of the more pressing issues. And then it was kind of open forum, which I think is really great, to have that safe space for community members, tribal members to come in and voice their ideas. I thought it was really healthy. I liked the format. I kind of liked the circular setup there. I thought that was neat. I think, since it's just the first time it was being done, that, there's going to be opportunities to make it better for next time. So I'm kind of excited to see how each one wants, as they improve over time. And I thought the topics were great, talking about the potential roundabouts there north of town, and getting people's views and opinions on that. And I also thought that it was healthy because we were able to see like different points of views on different issues, and it was really healthy because I was enlightened on views that I maybe didn't consider or think of. And I was hoping vice versa too, that I was able to offer perspective to other people and maybe enlighten them a little bit too.
Right.
And it wasn't just me. There's a lot of other people who were there who had input and questions to ask. The floating mic, I thought you did a good job facilitating that. The food was delicious. My mom, I missed the plate. I was helping serve, but my mom kind of saved me a couple little things. And so shout out to, is it R Eats?
Yeah, Reggie and crew.
Yep, on that, very delicious. Obviously you want to probably have more food than more than enough than not enough. It's kind of a little policy there. I agree with Brian, maybe have first half hour dedicated to just the meal, serving, prayer, all that, and then like start the discussion at a certain time. But those are little things that, you kind of iron out those kinks as you go along. But shout out to the Tribal Council for moving forward with that new idea. I think it's really healthy for the community.
Yeah, there was a lot of good takeaways from the entire exercise. And some of the things I guess that I wanted to point out specifically, since we're talking about this, is that, like I said in the gym that day, it never ceases to amaze me how rumors or things that just flat out are not true get blown out there into the community and amongst the tribal membership. And I meant what I said is like, that morning at 8 o'clock, I was speaking with another tribal member who was asking me, thank God they actually asked, but on something that was totally not true. The subject matter was something, that the council had on their schedule, and then somebody took it and went in some kind of direction, and it was just like, wow, it was crazy. Totally made up, totally ruined. I mean, you can't even call it rumor. I mean, you got to call it straight out lie. And it was like, wow. But the ability that we have to basically kind of dispel those type of rumors, to create factual awarenesses, as opposed to what I heard. I love to hate that phrase, because like whenever anyone comes to me with something politically, I heard, then I'm
or
like,
did
sitting
you
there,
hear?
yes, and it's like, get my popcorn, and it's like, oh, let it be good, come on, But I mean,
get the tea.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But then the other part of it too, which I also thought was really well. And Willie kind of touched on it, but I want to push it even further, is that any opportunity that the tribe has with the council and or even its membership to where a healthy discussion can be had, meaning that all too often, even around the council table, I hear people, and I got to say it, council members, sometimes they don't want to hear it. And I'm like, man, you guys can't even have a discussion. You're scared to have a discussion, much less, come to kind of some, I guess, ability to reach an agreement, or either basically say, okay, we're agreeing to disagree, without sitting there having to sit there and say, well, we're going to destroy your life. And I got to say it that way, you guys, because in the political reality, we have way too many people that you don't think the way that I do, so I don't want to mess with you anymore. And it's like, we can't be like that. We're tribal members. There's 5,600 of us. There's a place for us all in the circle, and we were never meant to agree.
Yeah.
Another thing that I liked too was the Zoom option. So if there weren't tribal members who were able to be there, they could attend virtually, ask their questions there. And then we had Christina Parker, kind of facilitating the chat box. So I thought that was really inclusive too. And you want to try to reach, like Brian said, you have about 5,000 plus tribal members there. Like, we need to think about what can we do to best reach them, and using the technology and the resources that we have, that we've invested in, is a really smart move. So I hope that continues as well. And then I think another piece of that too that I really appreciated was that it was a healthy, safe space to like bring up issues. And I would encourage people, like, if they have these misconceptions or these ideas, show up or ask. Some people aren't always comfortable verbalizing their questions on a microphone. So one piece of advice I would have is maybe have like an anonymous comment box where people are more comfortable writing their question, and then we can kind of answer those. You just want to try to create as many avenues for the community to have their input, to feel heard, to feel valued. And that space that was created, I feel like, is a step in that direction.
Yeah, for sure. Your mom mentioned something about, there was a kind of a discussion about law enforcement compacting.
Right.
And what happened is that she was right. You know what I mean? Like, those people that the pressure for is, if we ask somebody like, hey, Bethany, we're going to make you a police officer, a tribal police officer, you're going to have to come arrest me and stuff. And then, like, I'm giving you my life story and everything. That takes a toll on Bethany. You know what I mean? So I didn't realize that, it all sounds good and dandy and stuff, but just those different perspectives of kind of coming from that was kind of interesting. The whole roundabout discussion, they're thinking about putting a roundabout, for those that don't know, right across from the new Ho Chunk Village 2.0. And that would be because there's going to be a new child care center that's going to be developed across the street from the Ho-Chunk Village, where the buffalo used to kind of stage. And so that was a good discussion on that one. Is it a good thing to slow down that traffic with all those semis? Is it going to cost too much money? You know, they're talking about just putting a road in, but that would cost the tribe, $2 million just to put that byproduct road in there. $2 million that could go to tribal member services.
And then Nebraska State's role in this whole discussion too. I don't know. It sounded like they weren't very, supportive. Maybe
it's
kind of
more
what I
of
got
just
of it.
that the outreach hasn't been done to the depth that it needs to be. It's don't get me wrong, there is some combativeness to it, but at the same time, I think that's in general because their overall dollars are pretty limited, and they have to service the whole state, of course.
Right.
So sometimes it gets taken like, oh, well, we don't want to work with the tribe. It's like, it may be there, but at the same time, we just haven't went deep enough with them. It's like, this is why we need this. So.
For sure. And then the one that was the big topic was the secretary election, talking about making everybody that's on the roll in 2023, everybody would be for force. And that was a good discussion because I think that you alluded that it's just kind of kicking it down the can. We're going to have this problem a couple generations down the line. There was some other discussion from community members on that there's a lot of their nephews, nieces, their grandkids and stuff that are just a sliver in order to get enrolled. They're just missing it. You know what I mean? And that's got to be tough. And so we're in a dilemma. That's a topic of discussion with the council, and I think we need input from 5,600 people.
Well, ultimately, with that subject specifically, and I'll for full disclosure, like I said in the gym, I was the lone no vote, and my no vote wasn't predicated on the fact that I didn't see the problem. I see what the issue is. Exactly that. There are grandparents who are worried about their grandchildren and their kids and etc.
Yeah.
Marrying and then creating, another generation that is no longer meeting the quota threshold. I get it. I understand that. But by doing it this way, like I said in the gym, it makes a problem for 2 to 3 generations down the road. It does not resolve the issue.
Just postpones
Yeah,
it.
which to me is the issue should be rejecting the pedigree that was placed upon the tribe, because I still issue that challenge. Find me an enrollment card prior to 1934. But the reality is we know they don't exist, or they didn't exist in the status that they do now, but it was probably just some kind of listing saying, he lives here and they live there based on census data, etc. But the whole thing is, when it comes to the enrollment of the tribe, the identity of the tribe has to become much more of an identifying factor, to be redundant using that word, but there also has to be other levels of qualification. It can no longer simply be, you meet a pedigree standard. I truly think that there has to be some other types of qualifiers, like I said in the gym. What is your Ho-Chunk name? Can you identify your clan? Can you speak knowledgeably about, what your participation, your role, etc., all this kind of stuff? Can someone else, such as an ancestor or one of our elders, say, yes, that is my child, etc.? Those type of things are all examples. Now, in the world according to Brian, that's what we would be doing. But unfortunately, no one. No, it's
Okay.
But unfortunately, I can't convince people to be right. No, just kidding.
It is a very important topic, though, and I think ideas like that need to be brought to the table so we can lay out all our cards on the table. What are our options, and what would make the most sense for us moving forward, and really, what is the goal at the end of the day? I think that just sticking with the blood quantum and making 4/4 sort of, I think a term that I heard was resetting, really just postpones it to later on. So, how can we make it so that there are tribal members who have to meet certain criteria, like some of the ideas that Brian mentioned, in order to be considered quote unquote enrolled, lineage, I feel like should be part of that conversation as well, being able to track your family tree and your ancestors. But there's also maybe content knowledge, tribal customs, language, that, there should be some sort of at least an awareness of those things, being able to say your Indian name. But I feel like that kind of process there's no cookie cutter process to really get it to where we need to be, because, we have tribal members who, may not be able to speak, or may not be able to see, or may not, there's some of these limitations. Will, a standard approach fit all tribal members? We'd have to differentiate that so that those needs are met. We have tribal members who have learning disabilities. Are they able to articulate, or you know what I mean? So would they be counted as a tribal member? So it would just need to be this whole comprehensive plan that I think it's just going to take people having the conversation and bringing those ideas out and kind of, sorting those out. So that's just my view on it.
Bethany, what'd you think of the...
Well, I thought it was really informative. I learned a lot that, I didn't know prior. A lot of it was coming with the lineage and the blood, all the enrollment. That's what I'm trying to say, the enrollment stuff. But also just like I don't know, I'm kind of for that third roundabout just because you kind of do see a lot of flying traffic come floating in. And if we put that child care facility right there, then, then this problem exists right now. I'm just going to say it because it's happened to me plenty of times. But when you're like driving and you're coming into town, there's cars that just kind of, they see you coming, you don't have any cars behind you. You just start going on a rant. But
no, it's true.
There's no cars behind you and you're coming in and they still pull out in front of you.
Right.
And it's like you could have just waited a couple more seconds. So I feel like having just an additional, some kind of slowing it down a little bit will really help. Yeah. But it was really informative. I felt like it was a really healthy space. Everybody kind of got to express themselves, those that felt comfortable getting up and expressing. And
what I've seen is an opportunity for some of the youth to come down, enjoy breakfast, and then kind of take in some of the words that the council, we give them an opportunity to kind of do an opening statement and whatnot. I had a light bulb moment, and it was really cool. I shared it with the council and everything, but I think IT is going to be helping it out. But we were talking about, in communications, and we have this dilemma here, is I can't, I just kind of shotgun my message out there with email, with the LED screen, with the radio, with the social media and stuff, hoping you get to see it and stuff, you know what I mean? But it's just hoping, you know what I mean? A phone app, everybody has a phone, right? Is a targeted approach, and we're kind of discussing developing a phone app for every tribal member. You would have to put your enrollment in there to get access to this, and then if they had a question hey, do you think we should make everybody force, everybody would be able to get that message that it's enrolled and kind of come up with their survey response. Isaac shared that they had this question for the tribal members at Winnebago Powwow, and he only got 7 surveys back. And then at the community clothing allowance distribution, they set up a booth and had have people take the survey asking the same question. And there was there was only a feedback of 100. You know what I mean? And there's 5,000 members. Mm-hmm. So and it was one of the youth, I think a HCI worker, Charlie Earth, was the one that she didn't want to get up to the mic, but she said, "Well, what about an app?" And I kind of relayed that to the group, and I said, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." But I kept thinking about it, and I was like, "Man, that is a great idea and stuff." You know what I mean? If we can get a Winnebago Tribe phone app, you can see. Because full disclosure here, I get the casino apps,
right?
And then it tells me, my food comp. It tells me if I get free slot play, all this and that. So it should tell you if you get this phone app,
right,
what you got in far as, anything. What do they call it when you turn 18?
Oh, your Indian money?
Yeah. When you get your,
per cap.
Per cap.
Yeah. See how much you got in there? Fund. The minor trust fund. That's what it's called. Right.
Yeah.
And just other information. You know what I mean? Hey, it's time to update your enrollment.
Yeah, we actually had a very good discussion about that several months ago, in the vein of looking at it from a casino's players club system. Now, having a lot of experience with that, it wasn't actually my idea to bring forward, but I helped them understand basically the digitized information inside of that players club system, of course, is going to have all of the vitals, the name, date, birth date, address, all that kind of stuff. And exactly to your point, Garan, that is what the tribe is looking into for all essentially 5,000 adult tribal members. Kids wouldn't necessarily have any real access to it, or maybe even no need. A 3-year-old doesn't need that, but when they do reach a certain age, that's something, because then you can have that level of outreach to them, and it's instant, and then it's digital, so it can be manipulated to show that they responded to this, they didn't respond to that, this is where that kind of stuff. And then also the messaging, there's so many good things that could go around with it, but that's a very, very good thing that I hope does come forward.
I think it'll reach a lot of tribal members too, maybe about 93%.
I bet it'd be a high percentage.
Yeah, but there would be a low percentage.
Targeted approach, you know what I mean? Instead of the shotgun approach that we hope that they're
I liked
reading
your
the
whole
Winnebago on the
analogy
news.
with it, too.
Yeah.
But I bet you that small percentage of those that wouldn't apply to are probably mostly the elders, because there are elders who don't have cell phones. They don't want to have a cell phone. You know, they're going to be probably more traditional, go to their door, you know, give them a hand or a handwritten or not handwritten. You know, so just to be aware that there's all kinds of different needs that our tribal members have.
But I'm pretty surprised, you know, like a lot of the elders that I know, I mean, they're on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, my mom and dad are pretty savvy, so, and they're like 69, 70 years old.
Yeah, so I think the brand in your hand, everybody has a cell phone these days and stuff. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
and the whole thing, the Breakfast with Council is a work in progress and stuff. So thank you for your feedback, Willie, because we'll take that into consideration. I know that Linnell came up to me and we want to have like a debriefing of it and make sure that we start planning for the next one and get everything on the same page and everything like that. But I appreciate the council for you know, letting everybody come in and share their thoughts, and there was a lot of concerns, and everybody that got up and spoke their mind, good job to those people as well. All right,
thank you guys.
So thank you, Mr. Bass, and we'll see you Thursday.
I
love Wall-E.
Thursday.
That movie.
Right. I seen it one time and I was
excited
about it.
I love it. That is a good movie.
All
good
right.
choice.
We'll see you guys down there then. All right. Have a good day.
Yeah, the lady that was here just before me, and she was talking about how she sings and whatever. I was gonna, if she's still listening or wants to play it back or whatever, there's a song that's called Spente la Stelle, and it features a singer called Emma Chaplin. I bet she'd like it a lot. It's basically what you would call trance opera.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then because if you don't know, one of the most worldwide famous singer, her name was Maria Callas. And if you've probably heard her voice, even though maybe you're not an opera fan. And I didn't get to really talk to her about it, but I bet she would really like it. There's kind of things like that. So. Yeah.
So kind of like full disclosure, personal question here and stuff. Like, you listen to classical music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why?
Because it feeds me in a way that the other forms of music do not. Also being raised in music, and then like what she was saying, and then you said it as well, it became one of the hardest class. I was originally a music major right out of high school.
Oh, wow.
And in the same way that, because then of course later on I thought about going to law school, they ruined reading for me. They ruined music in a way that I was like, I can't ever believe I got to a point of where I didn't want to listen, or I didn't, you know. I was like, you guys took something that I loved and just like, okay, you beat it to death, and not in a good way, you know. Right. Because it's like, you know, we all have favorite songs that we'll listen to endlessly, but it's like, no, that was something different. So.
I did not know that. That was very cool.
Yeah.
So you started out in music
major,
we all love
University of Nebraska, and then of course, one of the best things that I did have in that experience, you know, just a little sidebar with that, is every week the entire department, so everyone who was a music major or had it, either a minor or something in there, it was called convocation, and we were all in one of the huge arenas that, you know, they had at the University of Nebraska campus. Every week they would bring in a guest performer, and it was so amazing. And they were classical performers at that, you know, so they were either violinists, pianists, whatever. And I mean, I still remember some of those performances. Truly, truly amazing musicians doing things, you know, with these instruments that you'd see, you know, on the stage and, you know, Broadway and wherever else and stuff. It was absolutely amazing, but every single week. But then they turned around and beat it to death.
Oh, I know. I just like, that's what I was thinking too. You know what I mean? Like, I got this intro to music. I kind of probably walked in there with a little kind of big head. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, whoa, I got humbled real quick in that class, boy. Woo!
For me, it was just the depth of it. It was like, you guys you're going further than I want to go, you know, because I was more performance driven at the time and stuff. You know, it's like I understood, you know, I could read music, all that, and it spoke the language even and that kind of stuff, you know. But it's like, no, it went to a place I didn't want it to go. So, I mean, maybe some people, you know, obviously they become teachers and that kind of thing, but they loved it and that kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah. Well, Payday Thursday. Res Ride is going to be huge.
Yes, coming up Thursday, listeners, put on that hat now. Res Ride on Thursday from 4 to 6. This week, we're actually going to have a theme on Res Ride, and I'm happy to debut it because it's something I've been wanting to do. I didn't know the exact date, but it went by, commemorating the death of the one and only Prince. So this week on Res Ride, it's going to be the purple Res Ride, or however you want to call it.
Okay.
So we're going to go.
So feature some of the trivia, feature some of the music.
Yeah, all of it. It's going to be very, very heavy with the one and only Prince. So that will be on
I love this show as well because we learn a lot too and stuff. But I'm kind of curious. Didn't he become a symbol or something like that? Or,
yes,
so,
because of his record deal and the companies that were basically enslaving him.
Oh, okay.
It's a very similar thing because he also, when you remember, I think it was the Grammys, because then he said verbally shout out to George Michael. George Michael was doing the exact same thing, but over in England. They created the legal environment. The legal environment was created around them, so essentially once they signed their contracts, they could never quit. Now, even though they could refuse to perform, they were basically locked into them forever. And you've heard these stories millions of times, artists and huge artists going bankrupt and all this other kind of stuff because the industry and the greedy people around them would get a hold. And Prince did that in order to basically make it to where they had no hold of him, and then finally they just let him go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very smart. And I watched
but no choice either.
The Whitney Houston
biopic, I Want to Dance with Someone.
I Want to Dance with Somebody. And she says she uses that as a line or something about perpetuity until universe or something like that, or to the universe. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because they got them forever, because they know, the music lives on even beyond their death. And then that's why you see the estate of Elvis Presley is still literally one of the most successful musicians' estates of all time. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Prince is getting there.
Right.
I mean, they passed on. But
Prince has a store in Mall of America.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? Crazy.
So.
All right. So Res Ride is going to be this Thursday.
Yep. Dedicated to our love of Prince because we love him so much. And then also coming up on Midnight Love, a brand new show this week. It is going to be Divas Volume 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
So the first one we did, of course, all the divas that you know, Mariah, Whitney, Aretha, and we even did Carole King, and God, who else did we throw in there?
There's a whole lot of them.
Karen Carpenter. I mean, got so many of them, but divas too. It's gonna go all over the place, but of course feature all the ladies who can sing.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it. All right, Midnight Love.
Yeah, Midnight Love, Friday at 10 p.m. and of course in the replays every night at 10 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the other thing I was going to mention is the Wo-Obi contest. I remember that.
I think
it was started by the late Neola Walker. If I'm mistaken by that, then she was definitely involved in running it because I was a kid.
Right. And I think they should do something similar, just because I enjoyed that, and then all the other artwork to see in the gym. It was really nice and stuff, just to have a day of our children's artwork up there and our teens and the high schoolers and stuff, you know what I mean? It was even the pottery work and ceramic
all
work
kinds of
and
media,
sculpture, all kinds of media and stuff. So
they did kick it off. I want to say maybe like about 10 years ago. They tried to bring it back in some kind of way, but I don't know where it went. And then I don't remember who was coordinating it. But I think it may have been the college, but the Wo-Obi Art Festival art contest, still
has an impact on me today.
Yeah, and it did because I loved it. Just like what you said, everyone's art, is up on the wall, and of course, those who could actually create, because I couldn't draw, but my brother could, and he won.
Did he?
Yeah. So
cool.
I was just gonna throw in there real quick, and I don't know if it's with if it was with Mr. Mehdi or if you guys knew of was there when you guys were in elementary school, was there like a Lewis and Clark art contest or something like that?
Well, the conference contest, exactly that. Oh, and then I just got a message. Miss Tegler, she also passed on, and also the late Donna Vandal were involved with Wo-Obi as well. I don't remember. There was a lot of ladies were doing it. I can't remember all of them. I'm not the guy to ask about. I just remember who, because they also even had remember the kind of the old gym area of the Dutch Reformed Church. It was held in there for a few years too. So
I just said, I was thinking of the old
but
gym.
Anyway, your question, the Lewis and Clark art contest, that was part of the contest because my son, who went to Homer, he won actually best of show when they did it over at Wayne State.
We're going to have to start a new segment here on the Winnebago Talks. We're going to do reminiscing and stuff. But you mentioned Donna Vandal. Yeah. And I was over at Ho Chunk Renaissance, and I don't know if they can see that here.
Yeah, you go that way.
Okay. But Donna helped produce that at one time Little Priest Tribal College. My first job out of college was for Little Priest Publishing. And Louis LaRose was the tribal president, and he had a second in command. And I had the opportunity to design this was one of my first design works and stuff, and she came up and she wanted all the veterans in there, and kind of some of the stories in there. There's a Henry Rocloud story in there. There's the Lemire family history, Angel Decorah. There's information on that one and stuff, and she has since passed on, Donna, but she got like a grant to do this for the printing and everything.
That'd
so.
be an awesome, like you guys were talking about the $10,000 thing. That is something that's just, there's the money.
Yeah,
It's like
very
that
cool.
kind of thing.
But yeah, we come up with a little thing. There's a little logo right there, and then I remember you came up and gave us the opportunity to do some of your mailers and stuff like that.
Yeah, in the
when you were
early
working
days
for
of gaming
Iron Horse.
development. Yeah,
Very
early days.
cool.
It's kind of crazy looking at that count. That's almost 20 years old.
I know.
Man, you guys are old.
Not Bethany though, right?
I know. Bethany, how old were you in there?
I think I was probably in 5th grade.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
Wow.
The reason why I brought that up was that Lewis and Clark, and this is just real random, but I won in that contest, and then they have like the artwork down in Bellevue or something like that.
Yeah.
So I have a piece down there.
Oh, cool. Do you really?
Yeah.
Dang.
But when I see it, because it's hanging up in my mom's room, so every time I see it, I just kind of laugh because it just looks funny to me.
I know. It's one other thing, and then I'll go. But thank you guys. I went down to the tribal court a few years ago. They had one of the Henry Pear art pieces, and it was sitting on the floor against the wall. I was like,
Yeah.
hang that thing up.
Yeah.
It's like, because I love his work.
Right.
He made. It's kind of crazy. The people, you truly understand the artistic phrase movement. It's like, wow, you get it. I mean, I love looking at it. And then it was like, it was sitting on the floor, face. I was like,
Kind of walked by and grabbed it.
yeah, I know. It's like, well, if you don't want it. No.
I know, right? Right.
What happened to your painting? No, it's like, so, yep. Res Ride Thursday, 4 to 6, All New Midnight Love, featuring Divas Volume 2.
All right. We'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks.
So real quick, I just wanted to kind of add in there, Res Ride is also live streamed over that fire though on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we have that.
Make
but
sure you subscribe.
yeah, hit that subscribe button. But we do have a few updates that we wanted to relay. So let me see here. We do have coming up this Thursday. Let me see here. Could you kind of relay that for me, Garan?
Yeah, it says attention all veterans and veteran families. On Wednesday, which is tomorrow, April 26th at 9 a.m., representatives from the state will be here at the Veterans Building to assist vets and or their families with any questions regarding benefits that may be available to them. Lunch will be served with coffee available for the duration. If you have any questions regarding benefits, this will be the time to ask. These representatives are knowledgeable, and if they cannot assist you, they will be able to point you in the right direction. Respectfully, Gordon Rave, the Veteran Service Officer. So make sure you mark that on your calendar. And then if you guys can help us, those that are tuning in, maybe share with your fellow veterans of all ages.
Yes.
And whether they be kind of up there in age or just maybe coming out of the veterans service, make sure, or the military service, excuse me. But that's going to be an event for them, and we want to support Gordon. And that's for anybody in the listening area. So
Yes.
this not Winnebago veterans, but he invited like the neighboring tribe, the Omaha tribe veterans, to come on up. Those from South Sioux City. We broadcast out of Allen, Nebraska. So if there's any veterans over there in Allen, Nebraska that are tuning in now, make sure you come on over. And then go ahead. We got the Ho-Chunk Community Capital.
Yes, so they have the Lunch and Learn coming up, and this is going to be on
April 26th, tomorrow,
April 26th.
at 12 p.m.
So it'll be taking place over there in the Woodland Trails. And also, if you have any questions, you can get a hold of Mr. Tony Wood, and his information is right there. Could you relay that number for me again?
Yeah, the number is 402-878-2192. And then his email is real easy. So it's twood@hochunkcdfi.org. And one of the things that I seen him posting is that it's going to be Indian tacos.
Ooh,
So
I've
if you-
seen that.
Yeah, if you want a free Indian taco, learn something that could change your
some
life.
really great information.
Make sure
Moves
you-
for 23.
Yeah, but
Money moves.
RSVP. Make sure you RSVP.
Yes.
So go ahead and give him a call while you do that as we bring in our next guest here. And we have none other than Angel Dakota in the house. What's up, guys?
Hey. If you guys haven't met me before, my name's Ben Crawford, and I brought a very special guest today. I'll
Yeah.
let her introduce herself.
Yeah.
I just want to say Hinikaragiwina, everybody. My name's Misty Jefferson, and I am new at the Angel Museum.
Oh, welcome. Cool. Awesome. And your title?
Thipo NAGPRA assistant.
Oh, okay. So you guys are going to be busy here because there's a lot of things over kind of. Yeah, you guys will be busy and stuff. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on up here for the first time here. Welcome to the show. And we're going to get back into the Sergeant John Rice story here. We left off last week. If you haven't heard that one, we do have a copy of Winnebago Talks on YouTube.
Yep.
And also on Facebook.
Yep.
And so you can hear that part 1 if you want to go back. And then we'll turn it on over to Ben Crawford here for part 2 of Sergeant John Rice, who actually is right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How crazy.
And to recap what we covered last week, John Rice was born on the reservation in Thurston, Nebraska in 1914, and today is his 109th birthday.
Wow.
So April 25th.
Yeah.
And last week we talked about how he had been born here. He was kind of challenged by the lack of opportunities, and he went to Genoa boarding school, worked as a farm laborer, and then he served in World War II, and he served in the Pacific. And he was awarded the Purple Heart for being wounded in the Pacific. And after the war, he came back, and again, he really kind of struggled finding good opportunities here. So in peacetime, he enlisted back in the military. That's kind of where we left off.
Yeah.
So
It's still in the United States Army, right?
Yep, still in the Army. So World War II ended in 1945. He re-enlisted in 1946 after he came home. And then only 4 years later, you get the Korean War. So really to condense that, we talked about last week how Japan in World War II, it was an empire, right? It was taking over all these countries. One of the countries it took over was Korea. And after the war, the Soviet Union and the United States, they were kind of trying to figure out what to do with this country now, because, of course, the Soviet Union wants to create communist countries. America wants to create kind of democratic capitalist countries, ideally. And what they do is they temporarily divide Korea. And eventually, North Korea tries to reunify the country, the communist part of the country. So it attacks South Korea. And they push through the country really quickly. I want you to imagine, it's not a big country, but it's like, what if only the Midwest was left in America? And Texas, California, all that had been taken over by China or something.
Yeah.
There's only a really small pocket of the country left resisting North Korea. And America and the United Nations actually intervened. And John Rice is in the Army at the time, so he gets sent to Korea. And it's really desperate. They talk about how really the United States had scaled back its military since World War II. So the North Koreans initially had pretty good equipment, and maybe the Americans not so much at times. But John Rice and the soldiers he's serving with are fighting a really desperate defense, and only in the early months of the conflict is John Rice killed in action while leading a squad trying to push against the North Korean advances. So he's killed in action on September 6th, 1950. And it takes almost a year for his body to get back home. The reasons for that is because, again, the war is still going on. It's not like stop everything and get the bodies back. It's like, we got to fight, otherwise we might lose the whole country. So I suspect that he was probably buried in a temporary grave in Korea. Then almost a year later, he's brought back to the United States, to his family, to Evelyn Rice, his wife.
Right.
Evelyn Rice, who we're going to talk about more in a second, Evelyn Rice's sister, Thelma, was married to John Rice's older brother, and Henry Rice. So his body comes back, and veterans in the tribe, they sit with the body too before the burial happens. And Evelyn picks out a plot in Memorial Park Cemetery in Sioux City. I actually used to live kind of close to there. Still a cemetery today. So
where's that by in Sioux City?
That's by Morningside College, I believe, or now University, I believe.
Okay, Morningside College. I know that you go past the kind of the mall, and you kind of go. Is it that one that's over there?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're picking out the cemetery. They're making the arrangements with the cemetery people, and they give her a contract And one, it's a pretty long contract. But in that contract, apparently, is a line that says whites only. And of course, Evelyn's just signing. She just wants to get the funeral done with.
Right.
She's not a legal expert. She's not going through the whole thing. And they just say, here, sign here. We'll plan the funeral. So she signs. Evelyn is white, by the way. She's not native. So the cemetery people, they think, okay, white woman, gonna have a white husband. And then the day of the day of the burial comes. The day of the funeral comes. And the cemetery owners notice a lot of Native Americans at the funeral. And apparently one of the cemetery guys says to one of the Army guys who's there, wow, there's a lot of Native Americans here. And then the Army guy's like, well, yeah, he was Native. And then the cemetery person is like, what? And because, again, they're a whites-only cemetery. It's the 1950s. It's still segregated America, right? Officially segregated.
So he passed away in 1950, so this is 1951.
This is now 1951, yeah. So the cemetery official is, I guess, panicking because he's like, we're a whites-only cemetery, and now this natives guy is about to be buried here. But John Rice was Native American and white. So what the cemetery guy tries to do is he tries to push Evelyn to sign an affidavit saying that he's white, right? And then we'll bury him, no problems. And she says no, no way. And then he tries to get I think it's one of the Army officials who was there. You sign off saying he's white, and then we'll bury him. And, he says,
and
no.
This is when they're entering the cemetery?
So they do the service. The coffin is in its graveside, so they're about to put it in the ground, and the service is over. And I'd have to look at the details again, but this is all coming up after the funeral, and after Evelyn had left already. She's expecting, the service is over. He's going to be buried, and then they call her back, and they're doing all this stuff. As I understand it, I'd have to look to get the exact chain of events. But then what they try to do is they try to give her back the money for the funeral and for the burial, and you got to take them, and eventually they just force her to take them back.
My goodness.
And the family notifies I think it's the Army quartermaster about this, and in the next couple of days there's just absolute national outrage because the city finds out about this, the country finds out about this, and it's surprising. Again, this is really before it's before the big civil rights movement as we understand it, but a lot of people come out to support Rice. And the cemetery's like, well, if you just sign that he's white, we'll bury him. That's their response. And they kind of the family looks at solutions. Okay, where are we going to bury him, right? They think about a military cemetery in Kansas. And another, VA offers to, not the VA, but the Veterans Post offers to pay for a plot nearby. And then eventually the president, Harry Truman, finds out about this, and he offers to kind of arrange for a burial in Arlington Cemetery, which, for all intents and purposes, it's for veterans, so they didn't necessarily have to get permission from the president, but they were kind of honored by the fact that the president reached out to them after he heard about it.
Yeah.
So they decide to do that, and from at least one source that I've read, it sounds like he was really one of the first accepted Native Americans at Arlington. I'd been to his grave at Arlington when I was out east once too.
And then Evelyn passes away, and she's buried by him, right?
Eventually, yeah. She passes away in 2005. But how it goes is the veterans have an honor guard for him before he's taken by train to Virginia, to Arlington Cemetery, and apparently his mom goes with him on the train, and then the Army and the government pays for the family to fly to the DC area. And they have the service, and it's, from what I get, it's a pretty short service. They just say some prayers, and then apparently one of his commanding officers kind of speaks to do the eulogy, but it's really short, and it kind of, again, they already had the funeral, and what he just says is he was a good soldier. He was, and then that's it. And they buried him. And they buried him a day before the anniversary of his death. So on September 5th, 1951 is when they bury him.
Wow. In Arlington.
In Arlington Cemetery. He's there today. Eventually the Memorial Park Cemetery, they put out a pamphlet saying the truth behind the John Rice story. And they say it was in the contract that it was whites only, and they really push back against it.
Trying to save face.
Yeah. And Evelyn and the family, Evelyn eventually pushes a lawsuit to the Iowa Supreme Court in December of 1951 for the emotional trauma of what happened and for the discrimination. But nothing really happens there, and it eventually gets kicked up all the way to the United States Supreme Court. And again, it's just kind of, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's there's not that momentum, despite that outrage, there's not that momentum to make changes and to recognize the discrimination that's taking place. So, yeah, it's been 109 years since he was born. Really,
yeah. Evelyn, she had a quote that was in the history.
Yeah, she said, when these men are in the Army, they're all equal and the same, and I expected that to be the same after death too.
Right. I mean, think about that. You know what I mean? Like that's horrible. You know, because of contracts and stuff like that. But I'm glad, you know, the awareness of that. Did they eventually? Is that cemetery still that way today?
I assume so. I assume they've changed. I don't think there's a whites-only cemetery today in Sioux City. I'm assuming they're
probably after the civil rights movement.
Yeah,
and
probably in the next couple of decades they changed it up, I'm guessing. And I think I walked through there once and I've seen some Vietnamese graves, so I'm guessing they're yeah.
But never forget the story of Sergeant John Rice.
Yeah, who served in 2 wars and was still denied a burial because of just a legal clause and these attitudes at the time. And I think the cemetery said, what was it? People like animals prefer being with their own kind. And
the cemetery said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of history, and hopefully. I remember recording when I first got the job for Communications Officer, Jim Snow. I have long since passed on and stuff, but he told me the story of Sergeant John Rice, and I have it recorded. And we also display that. But there's a memorial out there on Facebook for Sergeant John Rice, and there's a Facebook page in kind of the legacy, so that we never forget that, and then that the stories, the veterans in our society and in our nation and stuff, they're held in high regard. So I'm glad that you brought that story up, and appreciate you. Today was his birthday.
Yep, 109 years ago. Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, Angel Decora, thank you for bringing that up here. Misty, how are you liking the job so far?
Well, I'm liking it a lot. I'm just barely learning, like, you know, what they do, and so just navigating around.
NAGPRA, what does that stand for?
So it's the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act. Okay.
So those graves, they're still working on some over there in Genoa, trying to find kind of, you know, as you know, in Canada at those boarding schools, there was mass graves for the children found, like 218 on one site and over 3,000 graves that were undocumented of the children up there in Canada. And so that kind of gave Secretary Deb Haaland, you know, to do an investigation here on our homelands in the United States. And Genoa, they haven't found any. Carlisle, I believe, has some of our Winnebago tribal kids out there as well. So you'll be working with that, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Supporting sunshine and
and then you said the other part of your title is it THPO?
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Tribal Historic Preservation
Officer.
Oh,
that's sunshine. So yeah.
Tribal. Okay, so you're assistant to. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunshine.
So what is that? What does the THPO do?
The Tribal Historic Preservation Officer. They do a lot of things. So they monitor construction on and off the reservation as it pertains to the tribe, and they also kind of support the preservation of tribal history and culture.
Cool.
And so Sunshine gets us coming to the radio, coming to the immersion classroom, and of course managing the museum too.
Dang.
Yeah.
You guys are busy.
Yeah.
And she's like participating in classes and like sewing moccasins and other things like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome to the job, and you guys come up anytime. Of course, you guys need anything, let us know, and we'll kind of go from there and stuff. So, all right. Well, Misty, she is the NAGPRA THPO up there at the Angel Decorah. Assistant. And Ben is the curator.
And NAGPRA assistant, too.
And
so
NAGPRA.
we both kind of, yeah.
Very nice. All right, what you got from Bethany?
All right, so I'm going to relay a couple things here. We have coming up today the language learning experience. So join the Ho-Chunk Renaissance online daytime Hoyt class. I need to Hoyte class. Today's topics: clothing items. Tuesday, 1 p.m. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, so you can join them. Go over to their Facebook page, the Ho-Chunk Renaissance. It's the like page, so there is a Facebook friend page, but go to the like page. If you don't already follow and like, hit that like button.
I want to just real quick here. It's postponed.
Oh.
Yeah. So Savannah, just appreciate Savannah for shouting that out and stuff like that. But probably next week or Thursday.
Same time.
Yeah. But it'll be closing items. And so we just kind of wanted to make sure that you sign up for that, folks.
So we also have this. This was the QR code. You want to kind of relay a little bit of that?
Yeah, this is the QR code. If you guys have a QR reader, this is for the IT. As you know, that fiber project, the broadband project, the multi-million-dollar grant that we're getting, trying to connect, they call it connecting, America and stuff. But if you have a QR code, scan that right now at this time, and what it'll do is take you to a survey. Complete that survey. This is especially important for the Winnebago community members.
Yes.
So if you want that service, you have to help us out because we need your guys' feedback. We need your guys' information. And it's very simple. There's probably about maybe 12 questions on there. And that's very important that we get that done.
Yes. And then also wanted to relay there is a update with the Winnebago Tribe's food distribution department. So they are looking for a nutrition education contractor. And so you can, let me see here, display that visual. They're seeking a nutrition education contractor. Below are the job duties for the nutrition education component. And also, let's see here.
Do you love to cook, Misty?
Yep.
Do you love to cook?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're working on it? You're just not there yet. How about you? Do you love to cook? Be honest.
Used to.
Yeah. You don't love to cook now.
I need to find that spark.
There's people out there that I talk to that they find it therapeutic. They found it, like just to have the time invested into like a meal and then watching the joy of people consume that meal and then saying, man, that was really delicious, is a reward like no other. And we have some tremendous cooks out there. So please take advantage of this opportunity. They're looking for a contractor so that, if you have a job and you need a hustle or something like that, this is an opportunity. As you know, everything is going up across the nation here. Everything's up 8% and stuff. So there are kind of some of the things that they want you to do. Prepare and cook recipes for all food tastings for Nutrition Ed once per week. And then,
My bad.
We'll get that posted.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to zoom in over here to the phone. So if you want to get a hold of them, have any questions, you can give them a call at 402-878-2799. $27.99. Or you can email food, FOOD, at winnebagotribe.com.
Yeah, take advantage of that. And now they're taking proposals for it. So anybody, or maybe somebody that's a good cook, you know what I mean? Like, man, they can throw down. You know what I mean? Like I know somebody that can throw down. You know what I mean? But okay, all right. Anything else?
Join me on Thursday for All Request Live at 11 a.m.
Did you get it posted?
No.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Coming your way.
Yes, coming your way.
All right, you ready to judge? Mister, you're gonna have to join us for this. This is the answer is, okay, and this is we're gonna need you guys' help. So for those that are tuning in here, as you can see, we have 130,000 people listening, and right now we have 5,000. We're almost there, about 5,000 on
we're
Facebook.
about 40 people away, I think.
There we go. So just to recap a little bit about last week, do you remember the name of the circus that was in town?
The Abu Bakr Shriner Circus.
Yes.
It wasn't Abu Akbar Circus. No.
And do you remember what the newest Fast and Furious is called? Do you know?
Fast and Furious.
I like Tyler's answer on it.
Yeah, Infinity or something.
Infinity Fast or something.
Okay, all right, we are ready. Let's do this here. Let me get my samples up and going. Okay, this is gonna be dramatic. Like I said, it's gonna be about sports. Setting the mood. Okay, all right, here we go. Question number 1. The Winnebago Homecoming Celebration is looking to be a good one this year. Held the last full weekend in July 2023. Featuring championship singing, dancing, arts and crafts vendors, food vendors, and more importantly, honoring all veterans, which is commemorating the celebration of return of Chief Little Priest and the company Scouts. What annual is this year's celebration?
That is 157.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Question number 2.
Crack a cold one with the boys.
All right.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Huge news. This is huge. Yesterday, I even got the alert. My phone started blowing up. People start calling me. Everybody you probably got a text about it. You probably got, this is huge news. MVP, 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers, who is headed to play for the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. Did you hear about that?
I did. Someone asked me. My mom. Shout out to my mom. She's a huge Green Bay Packers fan.
Is she really?
Yes, she is. So someone asked me, how does my mom feel about it?
See, it's huge. Everybody knows about this, right? So Aaron Rodgers, the player, which team did he win a Super Bowl with? He's been playing for 14 years.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Which team did he win the Super Bowl with? He used to play for the Green Bay Packers, but he's going to play for the Jets. Which team did he win the Super Bowl with?
I'm going to say, this is just a wild guess. I don't really care for the guy, but I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my goodness. Look at all
my
these
mom's
comments.
Probably going to slap me up when I get home. I'm just kidding.
It's blowing up now. You can't believe you said that over the air.
I'm just playing. I got jokes today. That's my problem. I'll be ready to crack jokes at 7 a.m. Trying to prolong it. I'm going to say the Patriots.
Okay. All right. Question number 3. Boxing pay-per-view happened this past weekend with 2 boxers that were undefeated clash in Las Vegas. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia went head-to-head, and Davis won with a huge rib shot. I mean, he knocked him down, and it was like he didn't want to continue. He wanted nothing of it. They have nicknames. Give me one of their nicknames.
Tank.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
That was pretty quick.
I like that guy.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. Which one is he? Is he Garcia or is he Gervonta?
Yeah, I call him Gervonta.
Okay. Do you know Ryan's nickname?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people calling him the cute guy that, or something like that. The cute guy.
Okay, the cute guy. Welcome to the ring, the cute guy. There you go. All right.
Not a very tough nickname.
Also happening this past Saturday, the Nebraska football Cornhuskers were in action for the spring game against the red team and the white team. Where is that team from?
It was the opener or whatever?
Yes, the spring game.
Spring game?
Yeah, the Nebraska spring game. It was on Saturday.
So who was the opposing team?
The red team and the white team, where's the team from?
Aren't they from University of Nebraska-Lincoln?
So,
aren't they from Lincoln, Nebraska?
What now?
Are they from Lincoln? I don't know. Are they playing each other?
You tell me.
Trying to get
It's the red team and the white team.
They're the same team.
Okay, so where are they from?
From Lincoln.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. This was the question. This is the throwback question, Ben. All right. Cinco de Mayo. It's a holiday coming up for our brothers and sisters to the south of us. It is a Mexican holiday celebrating what? It's on May 5th.
This is a throwback question. It is celebrating. I told myself I would remember.
Cinco de Mayo. Everybody is like going nuts. You know, they always margarita, blah, 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 whatever. But do you know why you celebrate it? You know,
Is it they're celebrating they were able to become U.S. citizens?
final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, becoming U.S. citizens. All right, Cinco de Mayo. Huge celebration. I think Canelo's going to be fighting, right? We'll have to check that one out. All right. She did pretty good. She was on it today. So a couple curveball questions in there, but
I wasn't expecting her to just boom tank right off the bat.
yeah, right. Did you get to watch the fight?
No.
Misty, did you watch the fight?
No.
You didn't get to watch it. Yeah. Might have had to use the Tyler method. She said she watched somebody's live on their Facebook and stuff. You know, that's a good way to save $86.
Just on Snapchat and.
Yeah, just jump on there and thank them later. Come on over here, Tyler, right here.
Can I tell that story that I told you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I was telling Garan that I seen. I was on the Big Voices Facebook page. That's when I made that Earth Day announcement. Kind of just said Happy Earth Day and shared ways of like how you could contribute to helping save the planet. But I was on the homepage and I seen Garen's brother Gentry. He had some lives, and then I was just kind of checking him out. But he was going live during that fight, and like he's kind of panning the room. And then like it must have been when like Ryan's getting beat up because this guy was going for Ryan, and like everybody's kind of smiling around, and Garen's standing there like that, and just like real mad. Then he went back to the TV.
It's like, dang, was you mad? All right, are you ready to win?
Yeah.
She did good.
You said that last time.
Yeah, she did really good. All right, give me. Come on, step
Yeah,
up
come
a little
bit closer, Tyler.
It's kind of a bad angle. I don't like that.
Okay, all right, we'll get it worked out here. Here we go. Question number 1.
Okay.
Let's go. The Winnebago Homecoming Celebration is looking to be a good one this year, featuring championship singing, dancing, arts and crafts vendors, food vendors.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? What's your guys' favorite food at Powwow?
Pretty broad.
Pretty broad.
Indian burger.
The Indian burger.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna go with that too.
Yeah, I like the corn soup myself.
Yeah,
if
that
you
too.
if you have the corn soup, you're sold and
Say
stuff.
hominy. Ooh.
You know what they need to
Yes.
get to is turkey legs.
Ooh, yes.
Man, I'm telling you. Okay.
Wait, real
all
quick,
right.
shout
Must
out
be noon.
to Jessica, Q's wife.
Yeah.
Remember she made us that bison
Oh.
soup or what was it called? You guys remember?
We had that taste testing and stuff like that.
That it's always on my mind when I'm hungry.
Okay, so here's the question. What annual is this year's celebration?
I want to say 151st.
150. Final answer?
Yeah.
That answer is...
What
What's
is
the
it?
correct answer?
157.
157.
You know
Forgot
what?
a few years.
I was around there.
Yeah.
One
The
looks
one
like a
looks like a 7 sometimes on the postings and stuff, but yeah. So 1-0. Okay. Next question. Huge news yesterday. You probably heard about this one. I mean, it was just like I got an alert and everything. We stopped the working and watched the news and stuff. You remember that yesterday? Oh, he wasn't here yesterday. My bad.
Here.
Okay. 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers, who got traded, and he's going to New York Jets. Can you believe that? From the New York Jets. That's huge news. Which team did Aaron Rodgers been playing for 14 seasons, 14 years? Which team did he win the Super Bowl with?
Is this baseball?
Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback.
I'm not gonna get this one. So I don't know any football teams. This is hard.
You don't know any football teams?
I mean, I thought like Huskers, aren't they college? You know?
Yeah. So this is NFL.
Yeah, I don't. That's a different language to me.
Which one pops in your head? There's 32 of them. Is it 32 of them? I think
I'll
there's
say
32
the
teams.
Patriots or something.
Patriots?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, you guys both both said Patriots. Why did you say the Patriots?
I don't know.
Just know that's a team.
Everybody hates him.
That answer is
Oh.
it's the Green Bay Packers.
Oh wow.
He never played for any other team besides the Green Bay Packers.
My
and
mom's
he even
probably
said
gonna slap me on my head.
He even said it. Okay, so still one. You got a chance to come back here. Boxing pay-per-view happened this past weekend when two boxers that were undefeated clashed in Las Vegas. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia went head-to-head, and Davis won the fight with a huge rib shot, knocked Garcia down. What are their nicknames?
Ooh, I don't know.
What would you call a boxer? What would be a cool nickname?
I don't know. I just know their names, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis.
So they say like, sometimes they say it before the name, coming to the ring.
I don't know. Like I said, I just caught it on someone's live. So
Yeah.
I just seen like the best part possible.
So you remember all the postings and they said, who do you got? And then they would say their nicknames. Who do you got?
Yeah,
I got.
kind of just grazed by those.
Id you really?
Yeah.
Gotta make one up.
Yeah, you gotta give him. You gotta give him.
What
a-
would you name one?
You got two chances here.
Call him Vontae. No, I don't even know.
Volante,
No, Vontae.
Oh,
Like,
Vontae.
Vontae.
Javante.
I don't
Kind
know.
of.
I don't want to guess.
You don't want to guess at all? Okay. All right. So one is Tank. She got it right.
Okay, I did see it, but it's just
Yeah.
not. I don't remember it.
Yeah, the pressure's on, right?
Yeah.
So Tank, and then do you know Ryan Garcia's? They call him King Ryan. The king, I guess, and stuff, but yeah, King got knocked out.
He wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, Nebraska football Cornhuskers were in action on Saturday for the spring game down in Lincoln, Nebraska against the red team and the white team. Where is those teams from?
I don't know, Lincoln.
Final answer?
Lincoln or Omaha.
Lincoln or Omaha? Which one do you want to go with?
Let's go with Lincoln.
Oh, wow, you got it. You guys. That was kind of a trick question. Watch out now. Yeah. It's the spring game. The red team, I think it was the white team that won. It's like 20-7 or something like
So
that.
random. My brother went to that too.
Did he
so it's
really?
like-
Yeah, good job. So it's two. You got three. Three right
Whoa.
to two.
That noise.
Okay, for the tie. This one's a throwback question. Cinco de Mayo is a holiday coming up for our brothers and sisters to the south of us in Mexico. It is a Mexican holiday celebrating what?
Their independence.
Final answer.
Yep.
Okay.
What? I thought I had that one. I was like,
I thought you had it too. I was like, oh, she got it.
It's their freedom, I thought.
No, that's in September. Remember, it's Independence Day. Yeah. So, Ben, go ahead.
So, if I recall correctly, France tried to set up a puppet emperor in Mexico. His name was Maximilian. So Cinco de Mayo celebrates a Mexican victory over the French.
Dang, he's on it, man. You must be like the...
I don't remember the name of the war.
Curator?
I remember facts. That's it.
Yeah, it's called the Battle of Puebla. During the
Puebla.
Yeah, Puebla. During the French and Mexican War.
Okay,
Back
easy name
in
for the
then
war.
1862, the Mexican army defeated and had a victory over France on May 5th.
And then had a bunch of defeats before that too. So that was huge because this is Mexico, right? And France is like the big guy on campus. Yeah.
Wow. So with the score of 3-2,
Yep.
looks like we have a champion
Yep,
today.
Bethany.
Man, almost. If you would have got that tank one, you would have been all right and stuff, Yeah, for sure. Well, good job, guys. All right. So congratulations. Anything that you want to say? Victory speech.
Oh no, I just want to tell everybody to join me on Thursday for All Request Live.
You offended the whole Green Bay Nation. You don't want to say
Oh,
sorry or
man.
anything like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mom.
No, I'm just playing. All right, shout out time.
Shout out to Mackie.
Yeah, for sure. You want to say any shout outs or anything like that, Missy?
Just shout out to my mom.
Yeah, for sure. Busy week for her and stuff. Round Dance is going to be now held on Friday, so make sure you guys check that on out and stuff, you know what I mean? So, Ben.
Shout out to Eleanor and Little Priest. We're kind of working together. We're going to be doing an HCI video tour, I think, next month.
Sweet.
So that's going to be cool. Yeah. Never done that before.
Okay. HCI video tour, like
So it's for the employees of HCI, and of course, not all HCI's people are in Winnebago or even Sioux City.
They just opened up one in Colorado Springs,
yeah.
New office out there, and then they got Fairfax, Virginia. Crazy.
So they are around the world. So what they're going to do is a video tour. So I think they're going to have somebody bring a camera over, which is going to be pretty cool.
Ooh. Oh, the video tour of the museum.
Of the museum. We're going to talk about specific stuff in the museum. So yeah, cool.
That is cool. Very nice. Shout outs, Tyler.
It was my nephew's 5th birthday over the weekend. So happy birthday.
How old?
5th.
5th. Oh yeah. Well, May 5th is coming up too, so there you go. 5. Cool. What'd you guys do?
We went out to eat, and then we took him over to I forget if that place is the trampoline place.
Drop zone.
Yeah.
Oh, the dreaded word.
His sister. We had to coach his sister on the way over because she's not 5, and that other side, if you're not 5, it's real boring over there. So we had to tell her on the way. I was like, "How old are you?" She had 5. Every little while.
Don't tell anybody though, right?
Yeah. Keep it on the low.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I want to do a shout out here. The old lady's birthday is on Saturday, so Ashley Coons, she's watching and stuff like that. Her birthday is gonna be. She said she wanted a present every day and stuff, so I'm gonna need you guys as creative assistants to help me out with that one and stuff. You know what I mean?
It's like the 5 days of Christmas.
Something expensive.
For sure. But if you see her throughout the week and stuff like that, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. And tune in to ARL because that's when we do our birthday shout outs for the month, right?
Yep. This will be like the last episode of April, so we'll be getting all those April babies included.
Very nice. All right, folks, you have a good rest of your day. Winnebago Talks, we out. KWTN 100.9 FM.